Oh, good. I didn't know if you were recording or not because I know.
Yes, I'm gonna record these so you guys have them for reference. And I'm obviously just gonna share with like Kayla, and then Kayla can share with whoever, wants the recording. But I basically
That's awesome.
I want these calls just to be like a way for you guys to pick my brain, talk to me about what your goals are, maybe what you're struggling with, what you feel like you're doing successful in. It's really good to kind of like they're almost mastermind calls in a way. It's really good to kind of have these mastermind calls. And so I want you also, all of you guys on here, I want you also to be able to invite your downlines as well. So I mean, right now we've got a decent amount on, but if there's like next month, I'm hoping we can do these once a month. I will, like I said, we're going to record them. If you guys want to have a specific topic one month, we can talk about a specific topic. If you just want them to be like Q&A style, hangout sessions, just kind of picking your brain, kind of a thing, we can do that. It can be totally whatever it is that we feel like maybe we need to focus on that month, that's what we can do. And so these calls hopefully will grow a little bit, but not ever to the point of where it's so overwhelming that we start to feel disconnected, right? Like that. So I would definitely just want you guys to open it to your downlines, but also uh, these are definitely going to be more intimate and private than just, the huge dynasty group. So, yeah, we had go ahead.
It's just funny that you say that because I was thinking that today. Just because looking in the dynasty, I was like, man, I haven't even really checked anything out in here because we have our like your little chat of your personally sponsored. So I've just been sticking to that. So that it's so true what you're saying. Like I think everybody probably feels that way, but that's a good thing for you. I mean, but it's amazing that you are also hosting this to make sure everybody isn't feeling too
For sure.
disconnected from it.
For sure. And I mean, like, it's super easy for me to do something like this. I want you guys to succeed just as much as I want to succeed. You know what I mean? If I can give you guys some tools to help you guys out to push your business further, heck yes. Like, it's totally worth it. So, yeah, this is not going to be a one-time thing. Hopefully, we're kind of in a rotation now already. We're kind of doing them once a month. And then we can just kind of take it from there. And, they can evolve into whatever they evolve into. But as of right now, they're just hopefully stay intimate. And yeah. So with that being said, do you guys have anything specific you want to talk to me about tonight? Do you have specific questions? Yeah, any questions handy, you can type them in the comments. You can totally unmute yourself. Some of you guys I know may be like busy with children, so that it's 9 o'clock here, but it's not that late everywhere else. So,
Who wants to go first?
Hi guys, this is Annie, and I have a question that I've been trying to figure out and get the right response to. And we asked them, do you like coffee, as the first, reach out to them, and they say they don't drink coffee. What's your best comeback to that?
So when somebody says they don't drink coffee, which surprisingly you like, I do get quite a few people who say they don't drink coffee. And normally I just kind of change the conversation a little bit, say totally okay. Like I'm actually and I kind of explain to people just what I'm doing. I just say like, it's totally okay. I'm actually just trying to get the word out about this new Happy Coffee and Happy Cocoa company. If you don't like coffee, totally cool. If you do know somebody, you can kind of take it a couple of different ways. According to how your relationship may be with that person, you can either offer them, you can say like, you can ask them, do you like cocoa, right? Do you like hot chocolate or chocolate drink? Because it's not really hot cocoa, I guess, because you can put it like in your shakes and stuff. I think people are doing that. but you can ask them if they like or if they like cocoa or chocolate drinks or chocolate, and just kind of let them know, like, yeah, I'm with this new company. I'm just trying to get the word out about it. I kind of ask them for a referral. If you know anybody that likes cocoa or coffee, like, let me know. Anyways, how are you? I saw blah, 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 this on your profile. And kind of just, that's when you just kind of change the subject. Just kind of give them a little
Right.
what you're doing, the company that you're with, kind of a thing. You can maybe, if, like I said, feel out the conversation, feel out the person. If you don't know them, you might not want to say, like, do you happen to like cocoa? But just kind of let them know, like, yeah, it's okay. I'm just trying to get the word out about this new company. Anyways, I saw you doing this, whatever it is that kind of change the subject.
Cool. Thanks.
Plant that seed. It's all about planting that seed. Let me see what's going on in the chats over here. I've got 2 on the hook that I know and have seen others have success and are still not buying. What did I miss? Did I miss something there?
It's for just for buying the product. So she basically has them on the hook, but they're just not jumping in and buying.
Oh, duh, Kelly. I'm like, why am I not getting? I thought I was talking about a specific product. Okay, so this honestly, that sometimes you just kind of have to let them go. If you let them go, they most likely come running back because you let them go, and then they have FOMO. They have fear of missing out, right? Because you're not up their ass 24/7. Do you ready to buy? You're ready to buy. And I hate to say it like that, and it's maybe not the answer you want to hear, because end of the day, we're here to make sales and we want to make sales, but I'm telling you, just kind of let them go, let them slide under the rug for maybe a month or so, and let them watch, because that's what they're doing. They're watching, and the moment that they start to feel like they're going to miss out because you let them go, that's kind of when they start to turn around and come back. So, it's either that, or you're offering something like, hey, I'm offering free shipping, or I'm going to give a frother, or whatever. You could always kind of throw an incentive out there for them to buy. Those are really kind of the only 2 options. Obviously, you don't want to be offering everybody and anybody, an incentive just to get them to buy. So you kind of have to decide what's worth it for you. And if that makes sense. Did that make sense, guys?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fried right now.
I actually had on Saturday, I was meeting with the bride because I do the photography end too.
Yeah.
And it was kind of funny because you saying like people are watching, because I was sitting there with the bride, and one girl goes past that I went to high school with. She stopped and was like, "Oh my God, I've been wanting to talk to you about the coffee." Said, "All right, I'll touch base with you. I'm having my meeting now." And then another person came past that said, "I've been watching you. I'm going to get in touch with you." And the one girl just bought tonight.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So
awesome.
they've been watching.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to meet, I'm like the Panera, and I'm like, oh my God. I apologize to this bride. I'm like, I'm so sorry. She's like, well, what is this coffee? I was like, well, I started telling her about it.
Awesome.
Great for any last minute bloat before your wedding.
Right. Could help with your PMS and your hormones, and you don't flip out on your mother-in-law to be and all that jazz.
But I will say that's a good story, because I'm not blowing smoke up your guys' ass when I say let them go, or when I say that you're just planting a seed. It's a legit thing. There may be many of you on this call, even right now, that you had to be followed up with how many times? Like, I always remind people, I'm like, how many times did you have to be followed up with? Like, I know Kayla, for example, I definitely was up her butt for quite some time. Like, yo, you ready yet? You ready yet? So, like, just kind of have to be patient with people in that sense, and just trust that they really are watching. Okay, so I looked into Pinterest to promote Hemplivates. Most show the name. Okay, this is very true. I am using it. Do I wait for a couple of weeks to see changes? Not sure if it is changes. I feel great with night. I know it is. It's hard to kind of decipher what they all are. So I like don't consistently use Hemplavate, but I do find when I get really bad anxiety, it does help. Now, Hemplavate is definitely something similar to Xanthomax, where you're going to notice the effects of what it does for you when you stop taking it. So stop taking it for a few days and see how you feel. And maybe do one at a time. Don't do like Xanthomax and Hemplavate at the same time. So my mom, she's a huge skeptic of like all things network marketing, like totally thinks it's a load of junk. And she has really bad bone spurs on her feet. She had surgery for them 2 years ago when I had Connor, and she just gets really bad feet pain. And so I had her try the CBD, and so at first she was like, "Oh, I feel high. This is ridiculous." I'm like, "Mom, you're not high. Like, there's no, like, chill out. You're not high." And then, you know, whatever. I was like, just use it for a few days. Well, then one day she forgot, and she was like, "Oh my God, I am in so much pain." At the end of the night is really when it gets bad for her, and she's got to walk upstairs, and she like dreads having to walk upstairs at the end of the night. And that's when she noticed that Hemplavate was taking away a lot of her foot pain. So that would be my recommendation with that. So next question I see with the nitro coffee, is there more info somewhere to show the difference between the two? I did just add nitro yesterday on our landing page. I'm like really trying to work on our landing page for everybody. I just feel like I fell behind on updating it and people stopped using it, and it's such a great tool. I also added a testimonial section to that. If anybody wants to be added to the testimonial section, I'm happy to add you on there, but it's kind of like an all-encompassing thing. But yeah, I did add nitro on there where it kind of explains what it is. It's basically just, I mean, essentially nitro, guys, is just happy coffee with the nitric oxide benefit. I'm confused a little bit by the wording of it. It says nitric oxide infused, but I'm told that it doesn't have like actual nitric oxide in it. That doesn't make any sense. It has properties in there that help us to naturally release nitric oxide. So that's one thing I made sure was clear on the landing page. So yeah, www.whatsthiscoffeebiz.com is a really good tool to send to prospects for people to look at the products. They'll click there's like a whole little product product page on there as well. So
and just in our little group too, Ashley, I added that one picture that, you know, like we shouldn't really be posting, but to send to other people. I did add that in our group. You'll see it just under the different files, and it says, you know, just what nitro is. I don't know, it's a little image. So there's some information on that.
Yeah.
I actually had somebody, whenever they were trying like the regular Elevate coffee, the espresso was too strong for them. So I let them know. I said, next time, why don't you get the nitro, because it's not as strong, but it has the same effects.
Interesting. I do know nitro has less caffeine than.
Oh, does it? Okay.
It does have less caffeine than the actual. I think it's 100 milligrams. I heard it was 30 milligrams less of caffeine. So I'm pretty sure it's 100 milligrams, because I'm almost positive that Elevate regular is 130 milligrams.
The nitro is 120 and regular is 140.
Okay. So yeah, 20 milligrams less. Yeah. So it's a little less than. And an average cup, just for reference, 8 ounces. So we're talking like this much of coffee. Nobody ever has like this much of coffee. At least I never did. 8 ounces of coffee is 90 milligrams of caffeine. So it's just a little bit more caffeine for like, that's how I let people know. Anytime somebody tries a sample or something, I'm always like telling them exactly how much caffeine is in it, because if it's too strong, then they're going to have a bad experience. And if it's not strong enough, then they're going to have a bad experience, right? So I let them know just kind of how much caffeine is in each thing. If they maybe want to start with half, I tell them all the different options that they can kind of make it. They can put it in coffee. They can take it, just have it solo. They can do half coffee, half hot water, like all the different options. Okay, how often do I recommend a giveaway? Not that often. Because when you start to do them too often, that's when you become spammy. So honestly, once every 3 months is plenty. If you're going to do them like on your page. So the last time I did a giveaway was Christmas, when we were doing the like Mary thing.
Oh, yeah.
That was the last time I did a giveaway. So when I talk to people about how to talk the coffee sticks, I tell them to start with half a stick. Is that okay? Oh, take, not talk. Duh, Kelly. I can't even read it. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I let them know all the different ways and that's why I don't just tell them to take half a stick or to take a whole thing, because they're going to know their bodies the best, right? And I tell them everybody's different. And I straight up ask them, are you caffeine sensitive? And they say, no, why? Or yeah, I actually am. And I say, okay, so if, depending on what their answer is, I'm going to give them my suggestion of they may want to add it to their cup of coffee. If this person's drinking 5 cups of coffee a day, which is legitimate, like what I was drinking at least 4 cups of coffee a day prior to this. And so I know that if I were to have it by itself in the morning, I'd be like, what the shit is this? Like, where's my caffeine? Like, so I still today put it into my coffee. But for somebody like Kayla, who's actually sensitive to caffeine, that would give her a terrible experience, right? But my experience would be bad if I were just to have it solo. So I let them know, just let them know what the options are and have them choose. That way they're not, I'm finding they're having a lot more better experiences when I just give them a warning of how it works. Yes, Hempelvate. Yeah, I have a degenerate disc. That is the worst. My mom actually has a degenerate disc disorder in her neck. That's really crazy. And bone spurs. It's so crazy you say that. So yeah, it does work. She says it works.
So there's a testimony that you can use too, Sue. Talk to Ian.
Absolutely. The landing page has not been corrected with the opportunity video yet. I will say on the landing page, just because we got word that they're making more changes. So I'm waiting until the 5th. We were going to record it today and get it set up today, but I just decided I'm going to wait until the 15th for us to hear if we have any more updates. I heard through the grapevine, I don't know if this is like true or not. This was literally through the grapevine. They're hoping to maybe add more products for when people sign up in that new rep first package. So who knows if that's going to happen. I also heard that they're still making comp plan updates and adding some things to the comp plan. So I already did the comp plan video that is updated on the site, but we're just giving it a few more days, maybe closer towards the end of the week. If we start to not hear anything about it in our like upper chats and stuff like that, then we're just going to go ahead and record it. But I was like, of course, you want to know what's going to happen? Because the reason we've waited this long is because people have been saying that they're going to add more to the compensation plan and all of this stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to record it to have to re-record it. Well, guess what? It's taking too long. So we're going to have to record it.
Yeah.
So that is going to be updated by some point this week. Whenever I send anybody who's interested in the business there, I tell them that that's out of date, that the opportunity is out of date, but go and check out all of the products, on the page and things like that. Go check all the products. So I just kind of let them know that it's a little out of date, and I haven't had any issues yet. So
just since you do have, like you can talk to all the big wigs there, Do they ever say about that, like in the back office, if they're going to add more information for the product? Do they ever mention anything? Just because Sue did say that, because it really isn't very informative on the actual details and specifics of certain products. Like the patches, I know when you look at the packaging, it literally doesn't say anything except apply where basically there's no hair. Like that's all that it says.
I heard that they're like redoing our whole back office. That's what I heard, that we're like getting all new stuff. But I don't know like how fast that's gonna I mean, you guys know how timing works with this company. So I'm not sure how fast that's gonna happen. I did hear that they're trying to do, like, I know the last update that they just did was because the server could not handle all of like the sales that we were basically, like, it could not keep up with computing with constant numbers. So I think they had to update that. And then I did hear that they are updating. However, I've not heard anything specific on like products.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard that they are updating the back office.
Okay.
Hey, you poor guys, Kayla and Kelly. Every time somebody tried to do an order or sign up or do something, I always had to email both of you guys because it never failed. There was always something that happened. And I'm like, what the hell? So I thank you guys for being patient with me.
When we hit ambassador, you guys, Robert's in for it because I'm going to be like up his butt. So
I feel like she just has like a vendetta against her. Like it's her, you know what I mean? It's something like a glitch with I don't know. It's bizarre.
As soon as somebody like, I can't get in. I'm like, what are you talking about? You can't get in. And then Melanie was trying to switch over from being a customer to a rep. I totally screwed up and I didn't know that you could just transition over.
It was a learning lesson.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like now I know, but I was like, nothing goes right with anything with the computers.
Guys,
it's all right.
I feel you. Customer service knows me very well.
Yeah, you're always on it.
So, okay, guys, what other questions do you have? Anything, Bueller?
Do you just want to like touch on, just because I always need the reminder, just about like how to come up with posts just about your story? Like, what are your tips about posting?
So I think people just get the thing with posting is and honestly, I get caught up in feeling like you just go through funks. They're really just funks. You're just like it's like they're like writer's block. I don't know. I overthink all of the things. And honestly, when that happens, I just kind of let it happen at this point because I feel like it's just bound to happen. I just kind of am feeling like I'm coming out of one. I've been quieter on my social media because I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I feel funny with everything I'm saying. It feels funny. So I'm finally feeling like I'm coming out of that. Now, that's totally normal to have funks. What I don't want you to do is overthink. And again, there's going to be days where you're just tired and your brain's just not working and you can't do any posts. So on those days, don't stress it. Don't post anything, because what I don't want you to do is to throw up a post just to throw up a post. Don't just throw up a post that has a stock photo and a quote and just say like whatever. Like nobody cares. I hate to say that. Don't do that. Stop that. Nobody cares. Like when somebody like Jermaine said to me the other day, I was like, I have nothing to post. I don't know, maybe I'll just post this picture of what I'm eating. She's like, Kelly, nobody gives a shit about your salad. Don't post your salad. I'm like, okay. Like, she's right. Like, nobody really cares. So you have to remember 3 things when you are posting. Think about, are you bringing value to your audience? Is your audience going to learn something about you? Okay. So think that may be a story from your past. That could be like a story about when you were a kid. Some of my best posts have been like literally me sharing stories from when I was growing up. It could be a story about your experience here. It could be a story about, just think about, your past experiences. It doesn't have to be just like what you did today. Okay. Think about value. What is your audience going to learn from your post about you? Or it could be funny. It could be a funny post. People are going to come to Facebook, guys, for those 3 reasons. They want to be entertained. They want to learn something about you, or they want to be educated on something. They want to like actually have some solid, information on something. And so stop overthinking your posts so much. Don't feel like you need to share everything on your day-to-day basis, and don't just throw up a post to have a post. You can go a day without a post. You can go 2 days without a post. As long as you're in your stories and you're still on social media, and I say like on social media, I mean like interacting with other people and liking and commenting and things like that, and you're still just like at least somewhat showing up in your stories, don't worry about your posts, because you putting up a quote, a stock photo quote, is going to be a lot less effective than you sitting down and like actually thinking about a story that happened to you, from whatever it may be, today, 10 years ago. Think about stories. Remember that facts do not sell. People don't come to Facebook to be sold a product. Stop blasting everything with Elevate Coffee. Check out my coffee. Look at this coffee. I'm so coffee. Like, I want you to talk about your coffee experiences, and I want you to talk about your experiences in the business. But I also want you to be a human being. I also want you to be, if you're a mom, be a mom. If you're, a photographer, talk about photography. If you live in Florida, talk about Florida life. If you, like to cook, talk about cooking. Share your recipes. I'm not saying don't share your recipes, but don't just post a picture of your salad and say lunch. Like, nobody cares what you're eating for lunch. So just remember that you want to bring value in a way that's not going to be like basically like vomiting coffee all over them. I don't know how helpful that was in terms of like thinking of post ideas, but and honestly, one of the things that I do is when I think of a post, I go to my notes and I try and write it down right away. Even if it's not like the right time to post it, just make a note of it, send yourself a text message, send yourself a message on Facebook, and remind yourself of something that you want to do. Maybe reading whatever it may, your personal development, and you think of something that you want to post, write that down so you don't forget what it is. So stop overthinking it. Have a little bit of fun. If you really want to jack up your social media, stop using stock photos, period. If you use stock photos, I recreate all of the quotes that I ever post, and I only post like 1 or 2 a month. And that's because people want to see more of me and my life and not so much like quotes, right? Like, then if they want to look at quotes, then they'll go to Pinterest. That's why they're going to keep scrolling. So use your face. And I've honestly I'm going to make a suggestion in the Dynasty for this too, because use your face, and it doesn't have to be like selfies all the time, right? Like, you could use a picture of your own coffee mug. Like, go to Pinterest and type in coffee photography girl, and they're literally going to like show you poses. Recreate the Pinterest photos. You don't want to be literally, I'm not a photographer at all. But I'm not creative to think like a photographer, which is why I use Pinterest to show me exactly what to do. Literally, well, you guys have seen me post pictures of even just like my coffee mug. Like, you got to kind of stage things a little bit, when you do things like that, but that's what's going to make people stop and make people like actually stop scrolling and say like, wow, look at, she took this photo. Like, I'm surprised. People are probably like, wow, Kelly took this photo. I'm surprised. It's actually not terrible.
No, they've been looking good.
Like, so, well, I'm not creative. That's not me thinking of this myself. I literally am just going to Pinterest and I'm searching whatever it is that I want to search. Like, so, if I did one like of coffee in the bed, like that was literally, took the exact stage of the picture I found, and there you go. Like that was that. So,
That's why I did the one with like the elevate like thing on a curve, but I had like my 2 Splenda with the creamer in the front to show that you can add all 3 in one.
mm-hmm, totally.
So like sort of like the eye can go to that. So that's why I did that one.
Yeah, like you can definitely get creative with them for sure.
And that's good because a lot of people are like, can I put creamer in it? Like that's such a, I don't know why people think that they can't, you know, it kind of baffles me sometimes.
One time I had some girl make it with milk.
And no water.
Whole coffee, yeah. Just with milk. And she was like, it was awful. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Coffee girl.
Oh.
She like made it with water. I mean with milk. Like
with milk, yeah.
Like, no water, straight milk. Yeah.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Oh.
So don't, my point with the post, guys, is don't overthink it. Have some fun. I always just remind people, share about the things that you love. What do you love about the coffee, right? Like, so if you're getting a lot of customers, that's most likely because you're talking about the coffee a lot. You're talking about how much you love the coffee. You're talking about the benefits the coffee is giving to you, the sanity the coffee is giving to you. If you are looking to attract more reps, more elopreneurs, you need to talk about more things about the business. Share every freaking success, okay? I did not all of a sudden just wake up one day and have thousands of dollars in sales, okay? Like I grew over the course of 9 months here, and I shared every freaking success the entire way. So toot your own horn a little bit, okay? Like I'm telling you, I want you to toot your own horn, and I'm going to, encourage you to. If you sell $200 worth of product, freaking toot your horn. You sign a new customer, toot your horn. You sign a new rep, toot your horn. Like I was making posts, and I'm, looking back now at some of what I was posting and stuff. I was making posts saying like made $500 in sales this month, like so excited. And then, the next one was like our team grew, by 5 elopreneurs this month. Like that, like that's huge for me. That was huge. 5 elopreneurs at one time. I didn't say elopreneurs, I said brand partners, but that is a huge success for me at the time. So share every freaking success that you have. It doesn't have to be like a monetary number where you are relating success to how much money you're making. It could be personal development. It could be your personal growth. It could be the fact that you're on a freaking call with me on Monday night at 9:30 at night. Like those things should be shared. Like those are experiences that are helping you grow as a person and your business, and other people. Like that's stuff people want to know. Like, is she really seeing success there? Is she, does she really like the coffee? And guess what? They're not going to know unless you talk about it. That's just how it is. So
that was the next question I was going to ask for you, just as what, like, because since you did grow so quickly, I mean, the timing was on point. Like this was just such a blessing for you. But what were your biggest tips to give as to how you really can grow the team?
Right.
But you kind of answered that.
Yeah. So, I mean, to grow, honestly, timing is definitely everything, and it's got to be reps. Like you've got to grow a team. If you want to grow a large business, it's got to be focused on the business side of things. You can sell tons and tons of coffee, but the real residual income is going to come when you have a team also doing the same thing and pushing for those same goals. Do you see what I'm saying? Like that is where you are going to see your volume skyrocket when you get other people in alignment with you. And I mean, that's the same in any other network marketing company, right? Like that's not like a secret or anything that I'm keeping, but that's why I really am talking about it more, and not just like to you guys, but to everybody, to talk about your successes. And I think that that's something that I need to start implementing into the system for new reps, to get them comfortable talking about their successes, because it is uncomfortable to talk about our successes. It's weird, right? Like, we're like, oh my gosh, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't know what to say, but I just made a sale. Like, so, but it is really important for us to do that. So yeah, that's definitely my biggest tip right there, is all about that attraction marketing, all about, we don't want to ever seem like desperate on our posts, which is why I'm like, don't just throw up a post. Like, we want to talk about all the amazing things that this company has done for us. And it doesn't have to be amazing things. Like, I talk about even the challenging things, but I've grown from the challenging things. I mean, I don't end the post like, this shit sucks. Like, right. Like, I end the post like that was tough, but I learned from it, so don't feel like you can't share the truth. I want you to be truthful. But I don't want you to be negative in the same sense. So yeah, I don't know if that was a good answer or not.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Just, is this something that you have seen a lot too? Just what Sue's saying about canceling?
Yeah, I'm reading this. Let me see here. So what exactly happened? Do you know that you can go into the back office, Sue? Like, a customer can go into, I don't think a lot of people know this either. A customer can log into elevacity.com, click their account. It's literally, they can turn their auto ship on and off with like a click of a button. They don't have to talk to customer service. I find honestly, I avoid customer service at all costs. Like,
I think that's what she was trying to do, though, because she said that it would let her cancel one product, but not her second one. Cancel one item, and then it happened to Ashley last week. I've never had that.
Did you happen to delete the whole Smart Ship order? I would maybe just try to. Send me the information on that, Sue. You can personally message me after the call or something. Send me the information of the customer and their customer number, and I will look into it tomorrow, because that's super weird. That's super, super weird. I've never heard of that. It sounds like a glitch. I'm not going to lie. It sounds like some type of glitch. So, it's yours? Okay, cool. I'll check that out for you. I'll hit up customer service tomorrow and have them check it out. But that's super weird. I don't know. It sounds like a glitch. I'm assuming it's a glitch.
Yeah. And it stinks, but just with newer companies, I mean, it's going to happen. We're going to have this stuff. And it's really not bad. I mean, hello, I did LuLaRoe. That was one awful company, I'll tell you that. When it came to like issues with things, oh heavens, it was terrible websites.
I heard all about, my cousin was also LuLaRoe.
Not
have a great leaving experience or any of that. So.
Okay, so you did get it taken care of.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if anyone else has issues with it.
Oh, okay.
Any other questions?
That's good.
I have a quick question. Like myself, because I don't have kids and I, don't have a family, so to speak. What would you suggest that I sort of, because everybody's all about like the mamas out there and that whenever there's a couple of us that aren't moms. So what can I actually put out there to attract people that are like myself, that don't have kids and don't have families and activities and stuff like that? What could be like their pain points that I can actually focus on to try to get them into the business?
That's a great question. Okay. Because I felt like you for a very long time. I was always the one who did not have kids, right? Like, I was the young one, Kayla, in the group that was not the mom. So here's my question. I'm going to ask you a question. What attracted you to the business? Why do you want to do the business?
I want to work for myself.
You want to work for yourself. Talk about that. Talk about that. Talk about the fact that you want to work for yourself. Talk about the fact that you want time. Freedom. You want the time freedom. You want the financial freedom. Like, those are you. think about anytime you have a question like that, and I'm super glad you asked this question because this goes for any and all posts, or if you're feeling like, how do I attract somebody, or how do I get, whatever it is, whatever, your question is, in particular for this one, how do I attract somebody that is more so, not a mom and has similar interests and likes as I do? Ask yourself the question, because that's how. What is it that you want the answer to be? Because then
it feels like kind of weird, like for me to say like, okay, well you can spend, you get to spend more time with your kids, and they're like, you don't have kids, so how would you know? Like, I'm like, I don't know how to even say that. Like, it makes me feel awkward saying that. Do you know what I mean?
Don't say it then.
I don't.
Don't say it. You don't have to say it. Honestly, talk about the freedom, talk about the community, talk about, honestly, the community is another big one too, right? Like, talk about the friends and meeting people, the personal growth. Like, those are things that everybody connect to, not just moms, and obviously you're going to attract moms because you're going to be talking about financial and time freedom, and that's what moms look for. However, it's also going to attract basically everybody under the sun. You know what I mean? So anytime that there's ever a question like that where you're like, how do I attract something specific? You just got to kind of turn the question onto yourself and think about what it is that you're inspired by. And that's going to be your answer to how to do it. Because at the end of the day, you're looking for people that are like-minded like you, people that are going to click with you, people who want to be here, right? You don't want to have to force people to be here. So anytime you're putting up a post, anytime you're talking to somebody, like, I want you all to realize your time is very valuable. Like, your time is money. Okay. So you don't need to be wasting your time just trying to get any person and every person to join your team. Think about the people that you're going to want to hang around, and talk to them in your posts, if that makes sense. It feels weird at first, but talk to those people. Like, talk directly to them. Imagine that you're speaking to them or yourself in a way. It sounds weird, but or yourself. So.
No, thank you.
What else you got? Fun up? These are great questions, guys. These were really good.
Anyone else?
I
have my top two that I always struggle with.
Yes, and I'm always happy. I've seen way too many people join companies because it's free. Honestly, I don't think someone will put in the effort with that. Exactly, Brandy. Exactly. Those are the type of people that are joining because they think they're going to get a quick fix. They think they're going to get a quick get rich fast thing. And that's not how it works. Like, even with this company, I've been in network marketing for 5 years, guys. You know what I mean? It's not like I just magically woke up one day. I just, it happened fast for me, but I still worked for it,
Definitely work. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm talking to people that are going to want to talk back to me.
Good one. So true.
All right, guys. Well, thank you guys all for hopping on. Just like the people that asked for samples. And then exactly, Sue. Exactly. That is, your time is your money right now. Okay. You talk to the people who are going to be worth talking to. And that's why it's important to put up the value in your post, because guess what? If you're not putting the value up in your posts and you're, just kind of winging it in that sense, that's when you're going to get those crazy people in your inbox and they're going to be like, hey, can I get a free sample? And you're like, no, go away.
Yeah. I'm so happy that you said that too, Sue, because I've been thinking the same thing. It's my last batch that I did of free samples. I I think maybe one person ordered and loved it. And then some of the others I still have yet to hear from. Like they're
Mhm.
like, oh, one person even was like, oh, I lost it. I don't know where I put it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm done doing freebies for samples too. Like
I've honestly stopped basically completely for
have
samples.
you?
Yeah, I've got one bag here, like as in just in case, and I only mention it to people when they are, super skeptical, and I don't give them, charge them at least for shipping or something like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. So you're doing that too. So I didn't know because I know at one time like samples they were doing really good. Yeah. And now it's just everybody wants that free thing. And like you said, they're used to seeing it now. Like they're waiting for you to say, oh, free samples.
Yep.
All right.
So I'm like, no, you ain't worth my time.
Yeah, you're not even gonna drink it.
So.
All right. Well, thank you. We appreciate
guys.
your
Okay, so
time.
we will get on schedule again for next month. And then, like I said, next month, feel free to extend it to all of your downlines. Basically, anybody underneath Kayla is in. I'm in.
They're on. Yep. They're on.
Perfect. So,
Thanks,
you guys are amazing. Thank you guys for hopping on. These were awesome questions. And Kayla, I'll send you the recording to this tomorrow.
Okay. I'll post it in the group then.
Thank you guys. Thank you for hopping on. We'll talk to you all later.
Night.
Night.
Night.